This is the third video in looking at the investigation sheet that has been created and is available on Moodle. In the last video we just looked at how to structure your ideas, and in the video before that we were looking at how to plan your investigation and coming up with focus questions. We are also looking at shark finning as a topic or a thesis. Now, what we have here is the point where you start conducting your research. Now this page is technically done prior and during the time where you start doing your research. So generally your library time is when you do your research. This page should have been filled out predominantly beforehand. Now the things that you were meant to fill out beforehand is this section here, and we're looking at specifically the keywords that you're going to use. The reason for this is Google and other internet searches are often really broad. If I'm to go onto Wikipedia and I just type in shark finning, I'm going to get a lot of information, and that's not going to be the best defined search that I can possibly do. Imagine if I was just to do a search on sharks. So this section here sets us up so that we can write out some keywords prior to starting our research. So one of those keywords obviously is going to be shark finning because that's what the topic is. So I'm just going to work in shark finning there. Forgive me if the spacing goes all over the shop here. Now I've put in shark finning. Other key terms that I'm going to obviously want to look at is marine ecosystems. I'm going to want to look at, I'm also going to want to probably do a couple of searches. Now remember, these are key terms that I'm putting in my searches, so I'm probably going to want to look at what is an endangered species. Like, wow, bad spelling, but what is it? What's the actual topic here? What do we have? Other keywords that we're going to be looking at for internet searches, we're probably going to want to look at the sea shepherd. We're probably going to want to look at the Australian government and their reaction to shark finning, and all of these are based on the questions that we've got up here. If you can see any other keywords that are going to be useful in your internet searches and your library searches, you'd put them in there. So we've got sea shepherd, we've got the Australian government, we've got the consequences, and there's some work that we could have easily done there. So scrolling back down to the conducting your research now, we've got our keywords that are going to be used prior, that we're going to work out prior to our actual research time. Now, recording, the next stage that you're looking at is record your non-fiction text information in the chart below. That's right, using books. The library has 1,001 different text resources that you can use without just jumping straight onto Wikipedia or Google or what have you. So what you can do from there is if we were to jump into our okay, sorry, let me just go back from this page. If we were to go back to the online library catalog and click on that in the actual library, that's where you'd start putting in some of the keyword searches that we have done in the investigation plan here. So jumping onto this page, we'd go here and we'd use the keywords that we've used there to start putting in non-fiction text information here. So let's say we've used shark finning as the major term. We put the term here, we find a text that looks good, we write it in, that's the textbook, and then we put in the due number, whatever that might be, and is it good? Tick this box if you think that you are going to use this resource, or tick if you use this resource. This is going to help you when you create your bibliography later on. And that's basically how you fill in this section here. So you write in the search term that you use. Try not to always use the same search term because we have filled out at least 6 examples of keywords here. You're putting in the title or the reference of the actual book that you're using, the Dewey number, and is it good? Are you going to use it? If you are, you're going to need to get some information down when you start citation. Okay, now record your internet information in the chart below. Now, what you would do in this case is, let's say, I'm just going to open up a new page here and go to, because everyone uses Wikipedia at some point in time. So we go on to Wikipedia as it loads up. Hopefully my internet's still working. Alright, so, and let's say we've put in the term and we hit enter and we watch what it comes up with. Now, because we've gone ahead and used the internet in this situation, and it's obviously got some information which you can't see all of it right now because I don't have the screen set up there. But what you would do is you go back to your investigation plan without actually doing the research yet. You haven't looked through that yet, but you can fill this in as you do it. And you've just gone shark finning, and the search engine was, or the place that we've used in this case was Wikipedia. If you use Google, and the other different sites that you might use. The web address, we go back to this, we go up here and we can hit Control Copy and go down to investigation plan, and you just whack it in. And then, is it going to be good? Again, same process here. Tick it if you're going to use it. If you are going to use it, you're going to need to get a lot more information for your use of citation later on in creating a bibliography. Last thing we're looking at is record other resource information in the chart below. Now, other resource information that I'm looking at really is things like online databases and other online results, or if you've used a movie, or if there's a slideshow that the library has, or a magazine, or other things like that. If you are using that, again, put in the type of resource, which is video. In this case it's going to be a video or DVD, and the important information is shark, water, director, it's Rob Stewart or something. I forget who the director is. Anyway, put the director's name in there, and if you're going to use it, you tick that, and then that is how you fix this section here, which is all about conducting your research. Once you've done all that, so once you've done this page, you can start doing your research, which is fantastic, and we can get it underway so that we can start writing our paragraphs that we've already planned for. Can you see how everything is linking into everything else? Let me scroll down to the last bit here where we're looking at planning your time. Now, the biggest problem is a lot of the time you spend is often spent on research, which is not what we like. It's great to see you researching, but the fact is we need a final product. So we've got here all of this information here. Now, this is a way to plan your time. You can put in like if there is a date that it needs finishing, it goes in here. This is the actual date it's finished, and this is what date you'd ideally like to be finished by. So if it's 2 weeks, you'd probably want your planning and your locating of information to take maybe 2 lessons or about 100 minutes, and then you'd put in your proposed dates there. Now, if something's, hopefully your date finished matches with your proposed date. So hopefully we can get a link there. But basically use this to kind of plan your time so that it's going to be handed in on the correct date. Thank you very much for watching these 3 videos based on the investigation planning sheet. Hopefully you've got a lot of information out of it, and hopefully you'll be able to utilize it for your future work. Thank you very much.